To 27 degrees Sag. I'm your host, Kim Lalo. I'm a certified astrologer, Western and Chinese, psychic medium, and a feng shui consultant. And I've been locating sacred spaces for real estate for over 20 years and doing that with Caldwell Banker Luxury Properties, along with my husband, realtor Bill Lowe. So I have such a wonderful show tonight for you. You know, the galactic center at 27 degrees is located in everyone's chart, and it is actually just really getting out some volcanic energy to the planet Earth right now, like nothing that's been seen before. Along with this energy are codes that are coming into us for acceleration and also for understanding. And this is something that we have been searching for decades, for the truth, for understanding, for wiping away a lot of this particular fog that has been around the planet. And when all of this new energy starts coming out of the source of 27 degrees Sag, what happens is the magnetic field is going to be dissipating. And when this happens, this brings out our intuition. It brings out our third eye. We are going to be accelerating our communication. We are going to be accelerating into more of a spiritual level. And when that happens, we are going to look back on this wonderful 3D physical materialistic world that we have been living in, to know that you have to experience the material in order really to embrace the spiritual. And this is kind of one of those reflective things that we're all going to be going through. We've got 7 planets in retrograde, and this is all about inner reflection. So that's going to be happening. And as it is tonight, as we are having this wonderful show, it is under a Taurus moon, which is practical, which is down to earth. Not only that, but it rules the throat chakra. When Mercury is going retrograde as it is right now, what we can do is we can be at a loss for words or miscommunication. We can miss phone calls, emails, computers act up, as we just experienced. But right, you know, if something were to happen during the show, I'm going to chalk it up to Mercury retrograde. We'll jump back on. So make sure that you join the chat room. I'm so happy to have everybody coming into the chat room right now. You can catch us live on Facebook and YouTube. And I want you to know that I have my very first mentor on the show today. She is known as the Mount Shasta Mystic, and her name is Robin Alexis. And before I start with my interview and introduce all of you to her, I want to kind of give you a little background on how just very special Robin is. Robin is a Summa cum laude and Phi Kappa Phi graduate of Plymouth University, and her bachelor's degree is in psychology. She is one of a kind Reiki master who has received an enhanced mystical ability to uniquely channel Reiki and other forms of healing energies to serve you. She's had 3 near-death experiences, and they have left her very gifted as a mystic, a clairvoyant, a clairaudient, and a clairsentient. Robin's eclectic psychic ability is an experience. It's not an explanation. She has achieved the level of Dr. Yusai Reiki Master Teacher in 1994. And in 1995, she trained in the Essene Reiki tradition. In 1999, she received Mystical Reiki Master Attunement from the highly esteemed Master Kuthumi in a dream state, actually. And in 2004, she received another profound mystical attunement known as the Twin Ray Reiki Master Attunement from the etheric presence known as the 13th Apostle, Mary Magdalene. And she was there with Master Christ Jesus. So throughout her life, she has helped so many, including myself, on so many things that I was going through in my personal life, but also how to direct my energies once they all started coming in. We have worked very closely on projects, and her predictions will astound you. Her psychic ability is just amazing. She does have a radio show with her wonderful partner in crime, Bob, and it's called Mystic Radio for Past Lives, Peoples, and Pets. She also has a new podcast coming out. She's an author. She has just newly released her novel that's entitled Raising Humanity. She's remarkable. I can't wait for y'all to meet her. Put your hands together for Robin Alexis. Hi, Robin.
Hi, that was quite an introduction. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on.
Yeah, that is all about you, my friend, all about you. And it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. We had some technical difficulties, and we've kind of had to steer around them as only we know how. We're going to plug through this show. And Robin, you have all of these attunements that have come to you um, through ancient healers and also from your mentors here on planet Earth as well. With all of this coming at you, how did you normalize your life in order to have your own personal life in this? That you were doing this in the 90s when, you were very unique, you were very special, and this was not really the norm. So how did you blend the two?
Myself, I was able to accept that I had these of reality that other people didn't have. And I stopped judging myself, stopped yearning to want to be normal, and I just accepted that I am who I am. I have these expansive gifts like we're women, we're moms, and I just sort of celebrated every role that was presented, attitude and respect. But I will tell you that when I was in New Hampshire and things, very, very hostile. I put a sign that I was offering Reiki, and somebody, took the sign down and threw it over the. Literally, ministers and churches were telling people, not to go see me. My kids weren't allowed to play with some other kids because the parent can't be around those kids because of the mother. And then when I moved Hampshire to Beverly Hills in 2002, I thought, oh, and it was unbelievable there too. There were people in the neighborhood in shock in front of our house, and then they took a mirror and they turned it around our house that said "Go back to Salem." But the difference is that when I called the Beverly Hills, they considered that a hate crime. And then from there, Port Angeles, Washington, and I thought, oh, I'll be accepted here too. Oh, not accepted. It's really been interesting to find out that it's not just right. It's a state of consciousness that people just weren't ready, that someone could be a bit of an anomaly. And even here in Mount Shasta, it's been over 10 years now. And some people are like, they this energy. And then other people are, I don't know what I want to call, shocked. Because, when you first hear about Mount Shasta, or you come here, you think, oh, this is, finally I'm going to be safe. And really, it's about creating your own sense of acceptance of yourself, and that you just learn to, the same way when you get in your car, you put your seatbelt on, you kind of got to roll with the punches. A psychic human being or a galactic human being, which I really appreciate, because I've been getting a lot of contact with the Galactic Federation, and what that was about. You just explained it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, exactly. So when you say you get a lot of contact, how does that actually happen for you?
Well, the room I normally do my readings, it's called the Stone Room, and it's literally of our house, where um, it's a portal. That's why I normally do my readings, and we were going to do the show there, but it didn't work because of Mercury retrograde. In that room, there will be different beings who will show up. Who will come. There'll be other Lemurians who will come. There'll be Pleiadian beings, guides, guardian angels. They actually have the room tested. I had someone come who had the same equipment that tested because I wanted to know, what is so unique about that space. And measured it. He said, "Oh, you've got similar frequency in this particular, if you're entering a pyramid in Egypt." So it's a very powerful room, opportunity to occur for that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll like in my backyard here in Mount Shasta, I'll often have Red Hawk. He was the chief of the Crook tribe. He'll just speak to me. I have actually seen Bigfoot a couple of times. Mainly, the contact is coming from that particular space in the house. So, I didn't want to move here. I love living in Port Angeles, Washington. Visions of a home, and then when we came and looked at this one, it had all of the things that my guides were telling me that I needed to be here and kind of be portal energy and work with it. So, it would be come here, but what we in the beginning, when I would try to bring people here, it's like sensitive, and like people would like start to go into the room, and they might get nauseous energy. So it's just fascinating living in Mount Shasta and have frequency portal into the mountain. It's unbelievable. Here's an example. Anybody's got pets. We discovered that there's a temple that you go through this portal, and you're believe it or not, the animals know time, and they go into this portal and they get rejuvenation for animals. So it's really been interesting. And there's other temples in there too. Like there's the temple of the twin flames. People, whether they're already together or they want to find, you can ask for permission to enter into the mountain and go into the twin flame temple and begin to get information about how do you act partner, so it's just really cool. It's just so many things can happen in
Well, you must be living in a different type of a realm, because we're kind of all witnessing something going on there as far as the sound. The sound is it's not streaming straight. It's kind of reverberating, actually. So yeah,
there.
so it is pretty powerful where you are. Absolutely. Yeah. It is very
Yeah,
powerful.
and on my bed, because that's the only place I could get a signal with you. And before it was working, and now it's to do is tune into the wave pattern and just see if there's something to indicate. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So go. So the oh, I see. Okay, and they've never channeled live through me before. It's usually very private. Full planet high council beings. And I'm just going to stop right there. Do you have a sense of
Do I have what?
them? The purple beings?
Okay, yep, go ahead.
And they're here for you. They're coming to assist you in a download of code, also from the purple planet, that will assist you in your communications, self and other humans, but in the intergalactic realms. Come from the purple planet, and that you carry very, very ancient, and that where you're located right now physically is of utmost. It's like it's an acupuncture point or a feng shui point, the intergalactic communication systems. Can you feel your energy shifting?
Yeah, I just had to move.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, coming through, it's a wave pattern. So you've had a lot of your energy in your body pattern that actually kicks out of your field information. Put it there before because you weren't ready to receive these level of, but now you are. And so the pulse patterns are shifts, and the wave patterns are how these energetics are going to communicate to you. You're going to be doing more feng shui work on the planet. So as the planet begins to experience what we're calling, there's going to be different energetics and communications with different planets of consciousness and orienting things. Feels like you're going to be over, and that's a good thing because they're crossing into ourselves. So you are a psychic medium.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm really sorry it's bouncing. Do you want to keep doing this or not?
Yes, just keep going. We're kind of getting the drift of what's going on. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So so when you are talking to and channeling this particular being that you're doing, is can you find out an explanation as to why this is happening at this moment? Uh-oh. I can't hear anything. No. Did you push the mute button? No? Okay. I don't know. Let's see. On my end, you're good. So you're just the sound is off at this point. So do you want to come off and come back on? Try that. And we'll be right here. We're just going to be live. Just there we go. Okay. She's having a little bit of trouble connecting where she's at right there in Mount Shasta. So she was talking about how the place that she is in is very high level, and people actually come in for consultations, and it's so sensitive. The high level, there's been people that come in with certain tools that compare where she's at to the pyramids. That's how intense the energy is. So for her to come in and stream on our particular program that we're using, it gets a little bit dicey. So she's going to try it. She's going to try to come back and jump back on. We've been all over in her house trying to connect. She's a very high level being, and I'm not surprised that this is happening. So let's just try it again and see if you're there. Hi, Robin, you there? Hello?
I am.
You keep
No.
going in and out. Okay.
So I don't know what to do.
Okay, we got you now. Keep talking. Keep talking. We
Oh,
got you.
okay. So I was talking about never done publicly before. I've only had it privately to myself, and really, but this group of beings called the Purple Planet High Council are here for you, and they're activating you in a lot of different ways that you've never activated before. So what prompted you, I think, is your own spiritual, but it happened to coincide when it's the astrology for this time. Can you hear okay?
Keep going.
Okay. What these guides are saying is that you have a whole soul that you serve, and it's going to be expanding. And these energies are going to activate other people similarly. It's almost like if you were and there's a bunch of like chicks, baby chicks. Work is going to evolve. Your presence is going to evolve. You're evolved. Have you ever thought about writing a book, or do you already have one?
Yes, I have a group that I write with. So we've got 4 books published, and there's another one coming out in 2023.
So you want to rebirth those books energetically through this particular timeline. Go right there. That's nice. I can feel you doing it. It's turning into like a flower of life, or sacred geometry, and it's a whole network. And there you go. You just completed the download. So that's
Awesome.
good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There's someone in the chat room. Her name is Shauna. And Shauna would love to have a little insight if you can tune into Shauna.
Yes. Shauna, your root chakra appears to be in your throat chakra. Either that or red vibration. And I'm hearing that it is your root chakra. Next thing we want to do is see if we can get your chakra system back into balance. Have you experienced a great a loss of, this must be Shauna, who perhaps married to Steve, an image of a spirit named Steve coming through. Would you have Shauna whose husband Steve has crossed over?
Whose husband is Steve that crossed over? This is for Shauna. We'll see if she gets back.
Okay, and even if she doesn't, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can help her get her straightened around. It's starting to turn green now, so it's becoming her heart, and her root chakra starting to move back down. Her system looks like it's still in a reaction to a loss of a love, and it goes way back to a patterning of previous incarnations, and so it's a really difficult pattern to honor and then move around so that she can get herself ready to kind of for another experience of love. Do you want to read her too?
Yeah, Shauna, I feel is a little bit, I want to say, kind of scattered in her energies, and she's got a lot of really good things coming out, but I just feel like they're sort of spiking and then dissipating and falling flat. So I think it probably is due to the inability to properly align so that she can definitely stream that, because I feel like she starts things up but it just falls flat and she doesn't get the results that she really wants. So I feel as though, that would kind of explain why she's not hitting the big time in her judgment anyway. So I feel like there's also roses around her. So when I ever see roses, I always think of Mother Mary, always. So I feel as though whoop, perhaps your connection with using her as not only your heaven mother but your earth mother, and so she can guide you and also comfort you, because I feel like there's a very deep wound there in the heart chakra as well. And the heart chakra has a thought process as well as an emotional process, and I feel like it kind of gets tangled in from the mental element and the heart element. So the alignment, I think, is what Robin was talking about. And so let's just make sure that we get you into alignment, because your codes are pulsating. They want to get out. They want to blossom. Let's just
See anybody?
whoop,
This is nuts.
you may feel like anxiety a lot of the times, or frustrated that you can't, go ahead and get out what you'd like to get out. So I'm going to stop there. Okay, we have someone in the chat room. Hello, Ivy. And the initial is KM. I would love a mini reading. Thank you. So do you feel anything about KM? Karen is her name.
I feel several things. I feel that there's an energy that's inner field that shouldn't be in there. That has been something tracking her from one lifetime to the next. The step would be to ask her higher self to communicate to the overlighting deep records and bring her in there. But she's not anything to do with the overlight records. That may be quite prudent. So what we need to do is find out if that really isn't in her best interest is perhaps an and I do, yeah, that energy's starting to clear. Woo! Yeah, that's energy starting to clear. And so that was very wise of her not enter into her records with like a faults and some other things that are tracking her.
Right.
So I was in my other room using some instruments right now, but I can't do that. So a little like chanting, and then see if we can get that. Oh man, that's giving me a headache. So yeah, she's got some problems in here. What I'm going to do is ask her higher self to kind of just come closer to our higher self, and just know that we see that she's smart and that she's been perceiving there's some, her discernment is great, and there we go. The energy's starting to shift. Lakni, lakna, dadamakai, ilekishotiana, damani, damatni, nikishotiana, kaye, yetni, Rama, dasa, sa, so, Mary Magdalene is. I
No, we're losing you again. We're losing you again. She's working on you, KM. She's working on you very hard. She's trying to unblock the blockages that you have there. Well, are you there? Are you there, Alex? Are you there? Hello? No, I can't hear you. All right, come back. It seems like every time you go off and come back, you're stronger. Okay, here she goes. We've been having a little bit of technical difficulty with her. Like I said, the place that she's in has got such a high vibratory rate. It has been coded and uh, it has been calculated on a machine that it is so intense. It's like the pyramids in Egypt. So she's trying to get in and out, and she's trying to come back, but the vibes and the streaming is very difficult to get around. But she's going to be coming back. This has been happening, and we went through each room in her house to see if we could get a better connection. So sometimes when she comes back on, are you there, Robin? Hello?
I don't know.
There you are. Hello?
Easy. Well,
I
anyway,
know.
can you see? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. Yes, and we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Right. So the clearing is because the woman we were just are still working with. It's really a strong clearing. Many incarnations of what people might call a witch wound or worker persecution wound. Very traumatic past life. And because of the fact that feelings are timeless, things have come up that would have triggered these things to be cleared, which they are clearing. Her power will be a powerhouse, and Mary Magdalene is right there with her. I would absolutely work with the Reiki Healing Portal with Mary Magdalene on .com. I would also, if I were her, get selenite. Having selenite near her ears would be good to kind of clear and rearrange cellular matter so that she can receive her own information. We need to do a command as well. That's actually moving very nicely. So she's very receptive to you. Couldn't hear what I'm saying. This is the type of person, if you even connect with her energy, it's really fast into her ascended self. Now, as your Mercury energy bounce into aliveness here.
Yeah. He's streaming again. Hello?
And it's kind of go. So, Kimla, yeah, there you go. That's better. Say in the station.
There you go. Okay, yeah. I've got someone else that needs to have a little read from you, my darling, and that is Ryan. Did you pick up anything from Ryan? Oh no, we can't hear you. You are just too much for this. this show. You're just bouncing over. Too much for the show. Okay. All right. Let's see what else that we can do. Where I don't know. We'll go here and now we'll come back. Okay, talk. Nope, nothing at all. Okay. Um, okay, KM said thank you very much, by the way, for yeah, for dissolving that. There is a chat button. I don't know if you see it on your phone, but if you're getting anything, maybe you can write in the little chat area for our next person, Ryan. I don't know if you see that. But we'll see. Ivy says, we just need to communicate telepathically. See if she's writing something. Maybe that'll come through a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to pull her off for just a second and see if we can recharge her up and see if that helps at all. Hi. Are you there? Can we hear you? Can't hear you. KM says, by the way, I named my feisty dog Shasta. Isn't that great? All right. I need for you to get back off and come back on. All right. Maybe she will. There she goes. Every time she comes back on, we get her a little bit. So, Mr. Ryan, please hang in there. We're sending a lot of love to you, and she'll be back on in a minute. I've got all of my amplifiers around me. I've got all of these amplifiers around me. So, hopefully, she will come back on and be able to smooth things out. This has been going on in every single room that she's been in. So we'll try it. Hello, Robin, are you there?
Is it working?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Was I working with Ryan?
Yes, you were, Robin. You're working with Ryan.
Okay. So, with Ryan, too much of their energy stuck up in their upper dimensional chakras, which is their head, and up into the higher realms. The reason many soul aspects from previous incarnations that are off planet Venus. There's some from Saturn, a little bit from Neptune, Mercury, but basically, it's been difficult for this person, very high frequencies of love from the planet Venus, to embody that human chakra system and DNA. And probably leave it for right now, because you just can't you all that frequency. So the thing to understand, I'm actually from two. So Venus is the highest and holiest frequencies of love. A lot of times, people who have that vibration structure of love that is kind of incompatible with the type of love that's expressed on. So to honor that you have that, I would say number go into meditation and ask to be brought by a particular guide called to the 12th of the planet Venus, because that's where the archives are, information that you need to know. Even if you're not going to completely embody it, it would behoove you to have access to the information. The information is this a person who writes with you, Kimla?
Writes with
Good,
me? No, this is not a
because
person who writes with me.
yeah, is that okay? Well, did this person writing and channeling the information from the planet Venus? So there's some sort of inscription, even
Just lost ya. Just lost you there. Okay, maybe you can come back. Okay, so what I'm getting for Ryan as well is that there is something in that's very important that will not allow Ryan to go forward as they want to. And I feel like visiting the Akashic records would really be an eye opener and really kind of make you aware of how many lifetimes ago a blockage occurred. I also feel like what she was saying about the type of love that you are used to. You came right on in the chat room and said much love. So you are full of it, and you're from obviously you are from Venus, and you're very Venusian in your creativity and everything that you see. But when you have decided to come onto planet Earth, I feel as though your perception of love on planet Earth may be very imperfect, and it could be very hurtful because you're a sensitive love soul. So it could be very hard for you to accept the imperfection of how the 3D earth expression of love is portrayed. So, in order to research this and remove the blockages or heal or dissolve or to have this awareness of you and how this Venetian energy comes into your energy field here and how to operate it here, your expression and your creativity and how successful you are and all of that is just a teeny bit of the iceberg as to what you have inside of you. So I feel as though in order to direct that energy, I feel the guidance lies within the Akashic records. And I believe I have stated that before, and she's right on with that too. So hopefully, we will be able to help you out and getting that awareness and that particular explanation to you so that you know the different energies that you hold so that you can go forward because you did sign up for planet Earth, and this is a very harsh environment than Venus is, and so you may be wanting to forego that avenue altogether from what you're used to. So that would be, I think, what we're trying to get at. Robin, are you there?
I
This has
am.
been Oh, there you are. Okay, great. Okay. Um, ooh, Ryan says very exciting stuff. So he's excited about that. So I think you pointed him in the right direction. We have someone else, if you can tune into Jennifer.
Is it's for the magnecy, it's like she's a pair of shoes that are way too tight. And that's something that she didn't do.
Hello? Hello, hello. Can't hear you. Uh-oh, we're losing the whole thing. We got the shoes that were too tight, and that's something she did not do to herself. So it sounds like perhaps she's being held back in some way, or perhaps she's ready to spread her wings and go outward. And I feel as though that's definitely something that's coming through as well. Um, I feel like I also feel like there's so much change, Jennifer. It's almost like you feel the rumbling starting to happen, but it's kind of like it just won't, pop yet. And I feel like a lot of this energy that is built up is about ready. The universe is about ready to say, okay, we're going to push this elephant through the keyhole somehow. And I feel like that's going to be something that is a definite opportunity for you. But I also feel like the direction that you're on, there's going to be some changes there, and I believe it's going to take place if you are in a workspace or workplace. I feel as though there's lots of change going to be happening, perhaps with the people that you're working with, or maybe a reorganization somehow. But I feel like the repercussions on this is going to go for a couple of months. It's going to start now. Maybe there's funding at the bottom of this or something going on, but I feel like reorganization is definitely going to be coming through. I feel like um, this is going to propel you for an opportunity that perhaps you're going to be going up or getting another offer. But I feel like there's some type of opening for you as far as your career goes. And even though perhaps maybe there was some movement in the past or something, I feel as though this is going to be something that's even better. Okay, even better. And I also feel as though there is a need to be around or have animals. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if you have animals, but there's a need for animal energy to be either a conductor of energy where you are. I'm seeing this inside the home, or I'm seeing this in your energy field, but I feel as though you could actually, or you have the code inside of you to be an animal whisperer. So hold on. Hey, Robin, how are you? You can't get anything else to work. Let me see if I can get you. Hold on. I don't know how to do this. So let's see, are you still there? Okay. Anybody that knows how I am supposed to get her on speakerphone would be great. Um, yeah, this has really been challenging here. And I know you have such great things. Let me just translate what you're going to say. Go ahead. Well, we are still on Jennifer.
towards Jennifer. So I'm actually going to see if I can do it, because I actually feel like that may have been of what's been contributing to all the technical problems, is that this type of energy is so potent, it doesn't want it to be recapitulated.
I hope can you hear what she is saying, by the way, Jennifer? I don't know if you can, but let me kind of summarize what she said in case you didn't hear her. This is a very important message. And start me out here, Robin.
It started with a past life.
Started with a past life when your mother was a practicing witch in another lifetime, and she was extremely jealous of you, jealous of your beauty, jealous of probably your, just your wonderfulness. And what happened?
Well, it never got undone, and so we need to go into undoing this spell binding that the mother did.
Okay, so your mother used something called spell binding, and so it was never dissolved, and so it's almost as if you can feel as though you've been bound at some point. Okay.
So I'm going to go in and just see if we can do this energetically remotely. With the authority vested within me by Mother, Father, God, I command all hexes, curses, spells, mind control programs, understanding soul contracts, any spell bind to command that they be released, wiped off clean, sent back to source, null and void of all information, instructing those beings of universal law, and calling upon higher consciousness to send forgiveness now.
Jennifer, she's working on you now.
Jennifer's running towards me. She's a little girl from this past life. So Jennifer's going to get a soul retrieval.
Jennifer's going to get a soul retrieval. She's running as a little girl towards Robin right now. Go ahead.
And I'm bringing her to Jennifer and asking for the little girl to know that Jennifer's her future self, and she's free now, and she can join in the energy of Jennifer in this time and space. And there she goes. So I just felt to go right into Jennifer's heart.
Okay, so what she is doing, Jennifer, is she is dissolving this particular spell, and she is doing a soul retrieval for you as you were a little girl, and she has put you and opened you up and put you into the future, into a full life Jennifer, and she put it right into your heart. So now you should be able to feel that. So hopefully you do. Anything else, Robin?
Well, I'm literally watching the contraptions placed around her dissolving. So whether she feels the healing right away or not, the healing has been done, and it is within her now. And so if I were her, I would take that little girl out and find out. There's a book called Isabella Castaspella. It's a little kid's book.
Hold on. So what she's saying, Jennifer, is she's saying that you had some type of a contraption around your heart, and that is dissolving, and that now you are going to feel the joy and the safeness and security and the playfulness of being a little girl again. And she suggests you go out and you play and you run. And there's a book called Isabella, what is it? Isabella Castaspella. She's saying there's a book entitled that. And what else?
Yeah, that book in particular. Tell her to get the audio version.
The audio version. And she's saying that you will be, the healing is happening already inside of you. That's phenomenal. We only have 5 minutes left, Robin. Can we talk a little bit about I wish I could get my phone on speaker. Can somebody help me get my phone on speaker? I'm like the worst. Oh my gosh. I wish I could have my phone on speaker, please. Speaker, please. Okay. Wow, she says thank you. Okay. No. Okay. Can't do it that way. I don't know how to put my phone on speaker when it's in this mode. So I'm not sure. So I'm trying. I've never done this before, guys. Sorry. So I'm trying to do this. Okay. Go ahead. Pull down from the tip. Okay. Pull down from the tip. Pull down from the tip. Right here. Ah, there. Robin, say hi.
Hello.
There you go. Can you hear her now? Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Okay, Robin, you are on. They can hear you now.
Oh, that's exciting. Wait, and I'll tell you, taking that spell off that little kid from a past life was really thrilling to observe that healing. And for the person who has so much energy from Venus, I would go again to the planet and look into the 12th dimensional Akashic records on the planet Venus. And I think what you said, Kimla, that, to go into the human Akashic records, that's actually where it's not connected to the Akashic records on planet Venus.
Okay.
So if that person could connect their Venusian records with their human records, oh my goodness, they're just going to be amazing.
Awesome. That was for Ryan. We were talking about Venus for Ryan in the chat room, and she was suggesting that the blockage or whatever the acknowledgement that you need to experience lays into the 12th dimension of the Akashic records of Venus.
Yeah, and then actually I can see they must be hearing it because I'm watching them fix the frequency, and now they're going to be able to access themselves and bring it through the human Akashic records and then into their wisdom right now. So what I would do now that I'm watching Ryan get this healing is I would study a book that has to do with the correlation between the vagus nerve and the gut. You can go on Amazon and find some books and learn all about the vagus nerve. I think there's certain yoga positions or different foods or even self-massage. But you want that vagus nerve to be able to embody and access the wisdom that you have, not only as a human being, but as a Venusian being, and bring that through that vagus nerve. And boy, are you going to be something.
Yay!
Yeah, I had seen Serapis Bay with that person before, but now I'm also seeing a being called Lady Venus. And Lady Venus works with beauty. And there's an affirmation. It's mighty I am consciousness and beloved Venus, make me extremely beautiful, beautiful as thou art. See that all those who gaze upon me witness their own beauty and the beauty of all life everywhere.
Wonderful. That is fabulous. Just fabulous. I know that there's just one more. Julie's in the chat room. Do you have a little message for Julie?
Yeah, Julie's got some strange activity in the heart chakra. And what I think that is Julie needs some healing in what's called the high heart energy. And then she also needs to be able to connect her high heart to her physical heart. And I'm going to try to do that right now energetically. And she is being open to me. Okay, here's what it is. When she is accessing her high heart energy, she actually becomes extremely empathetic and psychic to the point where it's difficult for her to exist. And so when you fix that high heart frequency, you're able to maintain your sensitivity without it taking you out. And so we want, there you go. I can feel your high heart energy healed. And now let's connect that into your human heart, which I call the low heart. So from the high heart to the low heart to the high heart, the high heart to the low heart, a low heart to the high heart. There you go, right there. You just connected it beautifully. Now, you're going to want to put your hands over your heart and just tell yourself, I trust, and just begin to remember what an exquisite soul you are. You are an extremely bright light, and you've got this. You just needed, like if you were a car, you got clunked out, right? You needed a repair. So we just repaired the high heart and repaired the connection between the high heart, again, to the low heart to the high heart to the low heart, the low heart to the high heart. Put your hands over your heart and say, I trust. Beautiful. Very good.
There you go, Julie. That's just fabulous. Well, thank you. There's someone else in the chat room that's just such a wonderful light and so supportive of the work we do here. Her name is Ivy. Do you have anything for Ivy?
Yeah, Ivy's got a very interesting, there's 7 subtle bodies within the aura, and her subtle bodies are very distinctive, but they don't feel like they're like there's a bit of a connection, that conundrum here. So we were talking about, okay, so it's her electrical body. So let's just tune into her. Oh, there it is. It's starting to correct itself. So her electrical body was actually injured at birth in this lifetime. So for her, what I would do is, not right now because, we don't have that much time, but I would invite her to hold in the crook of her left arm her own newborn self. And I would say to look the baby right in the eyes and have the baby look her right back in her eyes and just bond and let that baby know that she's coming back in time to get her, and that everything's going to, actually she is doing it, and then bring that baby up into the presence of now, and then bring that baby right into her heart. And I can feel the correction occurring. That's beautiful. Very, very good. There you go. Okay, so I'm watching your 7 subtle bodies within your aura are getting enough of the electrical frequency to allow them to, oh yeah, that's way better. It's like you're relaxing. And your aura is beautiful. It's nice and strong. Your Merkaba field is gorgeous. And let's get you more grounded. Let's have your newborn self heartbeat in your full-on presence of now heartbeat connect in with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Oh, that's nice. Very, very nice. Beautiful. You got a lot of rainbow colored energy coming through here. Your main guide is a guide, the pronunciation is oyster, but I think it's spelled like Eyster. She is coming through very, very strong with you. She was your birth guide, and she's been with you all this time, protecting you until you could finish birthing yourself, because you've been here, but you haven't fully on been here. And there she is. She's a goddess who, when someone is really, really wounded, irreparably damaged, she will help them shape shift their energy into a different pattern altogether so that they can still exist. And when she does that, she normally works with the egg energy. And the egg energy is the energy of forgiveness. It's the sacred geometry of the energy of forgiveness for the 4th dimension. And there you go. She just handed you an egg. So you're here as an instrument of peace. You're here to up-level the energetics of humanity. You work with clearing collective consciousness. You work with clearing archetype energies. You're very connecting in with the future. So you're connecting in with future solar systems. You're very, very advanced soul. And there you go. I can feel you coming into yourself just a bit more. And there you go. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Yes, I can see exactly why Kimla said that about you. Absolute divinity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And, let's talk a little bit about this wonderful book that you've newly released called Raising Humanity. Can we hear a little bit about that?
Raising Humanity, Why We All Must Remember, is a book that's been being built for a very long time. It's got 21 inspiring authors, including myself, where we share our stories of taking accountability for what we choose our energy to be energized from. And in order to have what we put out into the world come from the vibration of love, we actually need to consciously choose it and consciously kind of rehabituate ourselves to the energetics of that, which is important for us to kind of tame the beast of everything coming at us and go, you know what? No, I don't need that input. I am going to self-design with my own choice to be love and to share love. And no matter whether you have any fanfare, you're just in your own home, just understand we live in a quantum universe. So whatever we do, moment to moment, understanding that it's always the energy behind our decisions that determines the outcome, we will either create a peaceful future or not. And obviously, we're right on the brink of decision-making time. So this book is intimate experiences, stories, and perceptions where we as a collective are putting out that quantum energy and inviting people to do the same within themselves and in their own lives. So it was written as a reaction to the terrorist attack on September 11th and also these ongoing school shootings. It was like, okay, how can we as individuals shapeshift that storyline that keeps repeating itself and actually own what our future is going to be? So it is a very deep book. There's very practical information and advice on how one could do that. The book is available on Amazon.com. And I do please invite people, if you do read it, which I hope you do, that you will take the time to write a customer review, because in today's world, you got to have those algorithms. So the more customer reviews we have, the more opportunity we have for this book to get out there and be, the butterfly effect, where we're just putting out this energy as a different way to be in the world. And when you do that, you have a customer review up on Amazon. I invite you to email me at spiritladyrobin@gmail.com and let me know that you have done so, and I will answer one free email question, similar to like what we just did on the show today. So if you wanted to book a session with me, I'm booked out well into 2023, but you can get a free email question answered simply by reading the book, commenting on it, and the customer review, and then emailing me. So it's a win-win. We just keep sending good vibes out into the world.
Very good. Gosh, thanks so much for that beautiful heart offering for that. That is fabulous. Thank you very, very much for that. And all of you can tune in to Robin's podcast, and also she's on the radio. Robin, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm actually on 2 radio stations in Seattle, Washington. One is KKNW. That is a whole station that's devoted to alternative perspectives. That station I'm on Wednesdays at noon Pacific for 1 hour with my co-host, Dr. Nels Rasmussen, and we do work together in providing healing for people and their pets. You can learn more about that show at robinalexis.com. The other show that's on Kixie, 880 AM in Seattle, this is a brand new show. It's only been on 1 week, last Friday from 3 to 3:30. So this coming week on the 16th, it will be the second show. So it's not even on my website yet, but you can go to my Facebook page, Robin Alexis, and I have information about it there. And I just barely launched a new Facebook page called Sharing Love and Loss with Rob and Alexis. And on that page, people can share with me, what is it that you loved? What is it that you lost? And I'll do what I can to help you on that Facebook page. For example, a woman called today and she wanted a reading right away because she just had a miscarriage. And, I'm really booked out and I can only pace myself to do this kind of really deep work. And maybe if this person wrote something on Sharing Love and Loss with Rob and Alexis Facebook page, I could just respond that way and see what will happen. So there we go.
You are just, you are amazing. I am so honored that you were my mentor and taught me how to direct a lot of my energies that were just blossoming and being activated in the 1990s as well. And we've worked together on a couple of very, very tragic situations of 9/11, and you just jumped right in and helped me so much, and thank you so much again for all of that. She's just amazing with her predictions. She's amazing with her investigations, and anyone who has heard her tonight knows that the work she does is definitely on a level that you cannot find. And I was just so lucky, just so blessed to come across her path. And she was so kind enough to take me under her wing. So again, I want to say thank you for that. And so, in kind of wrapping this up, I do apologize for all of this technology nonsense, but I'm so glad that everybody in the chat room hung in there. And I do appreciate the followers. And if you can, please subscribe. You can go back to the YouTube channel and you can watch my trailer and hit the subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it, and please share. Please share my channel. I do appreciate that so much. Robin, what else can we say here tonight?
Well, I'd just like to thank you for having me on, and I was amazed at your tenacity with the difficulties. I would have just hung up, and you're like, no, we're going to keep going, and I thought that was adorable and cool, actually. And you are having a second activation. I just want to say that again, Kimla, that you are getting ready to blossom a whole new aspect of your lotus powers. So congratulations on that. And I'm actually going to have to get going. I have a 5:30 call, but this was wonderful. And thank you. And I hope that we were able to help some people.
Yes, you did. You were absolutely fabulous. With love and light, Robin, come back anytime. The door is always open. Mi casa, su casa.
I love that. I remember we did that. All right, you take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.